not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings, Goblin Nation! Welcome to my review! A review of the Vampire Diaries. Why? Because I can, because I like it, because it's great. And beginning, so this is not just one season, this is the whole package. Yes, that seems a lot. And yes, I'm not gonna have all the details kind of thing, because it's been a while since I see season 1. You know, in 2 weeks I went from season 5 to season wherever it ended, kind of thing. Vampire Diaries. So Vampire Diaries is one of those shows I didn't get into it when it came out, didn't like it at the beginning of it, got bored of it in the beginning, but this time I was like, you know what? Let's get into it, and you know what? Don't give up. Let's not give up that fast. Let's keep going. So I did keep going after a couple episodes, and I started to feel like, oh, this is good, because I thought, oh my god, Dear Diary, oh my god, it's Twilight, but less sparkly. That was my first thought. Like, it's Twilight, but no sparkling vampire. That's the only difference that I thought. You know, that was my first impressions of the series, but then I came into it more, and I actually went sidetracks further after that thought and went to Origins. The originals are actually a spin-off of the Vampire Diaries, but they looked way more badass. They were way hardcore kind of thing, and I kind of got bored of that kind of thing, because the originals is a spin-off of Vampire Diaries, and then that are brothers, the original vampires, kind of thing, and they will go to another city, and there they have their spin-off. That's Orleans kind of thing, and there they do their thing, have their mother as the enemy, have their father as the enemy. So lots of things happen there on the spin-off. But there, the main thing is Klaus is now the enemy. Elijah is kind of trying to do the enemy. So there, the brothers fight a lot, like a lot. Like, they fight each other. They think it's better for each other, and it gets very boring after a while. After kind of thing, because it's always fighting. They're never coming at. While in Vampire Diaries, it's all different. Vampire Diaries has also 2 brothers called Salvatore brothers, and one is called Damon, and another Stefan. So Stefan, they have been 100 years. They're 100 years old, while the originals are 1,000 years old. You know, because they're the original ones. Their mother, the mother gave them vampire blood. The mother did this curse on them kind of thing, and they craved vampire blood. But Klaus was a whole vampire. He was an abomination, because he was not only a vampire, he was also a werewolf, and that's where everything goes blown. It's like, he's a werewolf and a vampire. He's a werewolf and a vampire. That's not good. Something kind of thing, and he gets hunted by his dad. But he also wants to unlock that kind of thing of the. So that's where this series is. He wants to unlock that. First, we in the first seasons, I gonna go from there to there a little bit, but kind of thing. First, we have Stefan and Damon, that kind of thing. In the first season, Damon is like the enemy, and we got I'm gonna kind of thing. We got Elena. Elena is like the main character for the next couple of seasons till season 6 or 7, 6. I don't know anymore how many seasons there are, but till before the last 2 seasons kind of thing. So there, she's like the main character. In the beginning, she likes Stefan best. They are like true love. This is true love. But then she falls in love with Damien, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be one of those loves like like, oh, I'm a vampire, now I'm back, now I'm gonna become a kind of thing. But Damien wants her to be happy, so he's gonna let go. That actually surprised me how much the bad boy gets now gets the thing, because Damon is actually Damon. Damon gets the kind of thing. He is the brother. He is first he's the bad guy from the whole thing. He kills the best friend of kind of thing, but eventually he becomes the guy, a bit of a good guy, but he's also a badass. He's like, Damien is very much like, he thinks about himself first and then thinks about others. So if he can save himself, he's gonna do that before he saves others. And that's the whole season till the ending that he's kind of trying to do himself. But he also Elena kind of thing. So that's also something what's fun about it. Elena and the Savitar brothers are kind of thing. They have this couple in the beginning, like, oh, they're in love, but eventually that goes away. There's also what was her name? There are a double kind of Katrina. Katrina was the first love of the Savitar brothers, and she was the one that turned the Savitar brothers into vampires. And Katrina is also the one where we get introduced to the originals, because she's been running for 200 years of them, and somehow she came in contact with the Savitar brothers, trying kind of thing. She fell in love with Stefan, and like, hey, I fall in love with Stefan. But Katrina is also the one that actually loves Stefan more than Damon, while Elena accounting, and they're doppelgangers. What are doppelgangers? Well, this is an important part for the next 4 seasons or something. And the doppelgangers are lookalikes of Elena. Also, good thing to explain why the actress is playing another kind of thing, because they're doppelgangers. And she's like evil at the beginning. She kind of tries to save herself. She is the one that gets the originals into here, tries to get something in the back, tries to get into the feelings of Stefan and Damon, like kind of thing. So she tries to help the kind of thing, the originals, so they would back off, not haunting her, and she also falls in love with Elena. But also, oh my god. Also, Katrina is somebody that also is very selfish. It's like Damien, but in an extreme, like, she is on the run, she's kind of thing. She wants to do her own thing. She even tries to trick her, do whatever. And because the originals have like this fight against each other kind of thing, so that also happens. That's why they get their spin-off, because the seasons they're in, they're very good. There is also what's her name? Caroline. Caroline is one of the girls that are very cheerleader, very like this kind of thing. And she's the best friend of Elena, together with Bonnie. Those are the kind of things. I hope you still can follow, because I'm all over the place. I'm gonna try to explain it as good as I can. It could be that I'm doing a bad job, but there are lots of seasons to cover, so I'm trying to get the most out of it, trying to get the best parts of the season, trying to explain the characters, trying to explain the whole kind of thing as much as I can. So your originals kind of thing. Bonnie, Caroline becomes a vampire, but she loves being a vampire. Also, something that's introduced into the Vampire Diaries kind of thing. I don't know if in the originals but in the Vampire Diaries, they can shut down their emotions. They can literally, if the vampires they can choose to feel like anybody, or they can shut down their humanity, like with an off switch, and then become a thing. That's what Damien does a lot, kind of thing. He at times, but he stays like a little bit of themselves. but a little bit more extra. He does some stuff very bad, someone inside, you know he's still good. You know he's still the bad boy that tries to do good, but he is a little bit off the rails more. While the other Savitar brother is like somebody that does little things, rabbits, doesn't want to kill, feed on humans, doesn't want to kind of kill them. Well, when he shuts down his humanity, he becomes the Ripper, and the Ripper is like this really kind of. Here goes also a Klaus on a kind of thing, becoming the Ripper, and goes off with Klaus for a while, kind of thing, doing his thing. So there are two people that actually shut down their humanity a lot, kind of thing. A couple times Stefan does this, while Caroline does never likes to feel, likes the kind of thing, even though, and she likes to be a vampire. But on some point she shuts it down, but she's still hurt because she's like, after a year I'm gonna go do the kind of thing. This is when Caroline loses somebody very dear to her. I think it was her mother that she kind of thing, and she could not handle it. She was very bad in handling it and just shuts her humanity down for a year. But in work, she also got Stefan to shut down his humanity. But, you know, we know now by now, Stefan is not the one you should let shut down his humanity. First, he goes off the rails very fast, kind of his head. He sometimes gets off again by his brother. Other times, he gets kind of thing. He doesn't. So, there are some things that happen. In this series, Stefan and Damon, they have their off switch. There is also something I didn't think they would do. Elena becomes a vampire on some point. Sure, the originals kind of thing. Then it is the cure for vampire kind of thing that someone destroy. Eventually, I think Elena takes it, or was it Katrina? Or somebody takes it, kind of thing. But at the beginning, it's like, oh yeah, I think it was Katrina that took the cure, kind of thing, and Elena became a vampire a little bit before that. So I was impressed that the cure just was like, oh, it's gone. Katrina has it, and she kind of got herself killed because of it, because the healing thing is like, okay, now she's human. I don't know how kind of thing that became, but she's like human and she starts aging very fast. While at the end of the season, that doesn't matter somehow. Somehow the cure is the kind of thing. They have the cure back, they have the other kind of thing, and they're back in normal. It's like, huh? I'm a little bit confused. I thought you or your humanity would kind of, your aging kind of thing, but that was what we got established with Katrina. Or was I wrong? Or was that another kind of cure? I don't know! It's very confusing, that kind of thing. Also, could be wrong because it was in seasons 1 to 5 somewhere, and that was even longer ago. There is also this werewolf that becomes a hybrid for a while thanks to Klaus. Like the first hybrid that really worked. Well, they stopped that because that was what Elena's blood could do that. Yeah, of a doppelganger, her blood, so she was human, and that's the reason she became a vampire. So they cannot kind of. This is also Damon. Damon wants to get her as a vampire at the beginning, but she doesn't want it. So she respects it till she drowns, and then she drowns. Damon saves him by getting her to become a vampire. At the beginning, sure, she cannot control herself that well. But then she finally controls it. On some point, Elena shuts down her humanity. She is kind of burns everything, kind of move on. She does a lot of things bad. Took her a while to get her, force her to do her humanity back. So then we got one that always stays human, and. I mean, we also got Bonnie, but Bonnie, she's a witch. She's been lots of things in her series. She's been a witch. She's been a witch. She has been the anchor to for humans and for humans, well, not for humans, for supernatural things, the crossroads to the afterlife, like kind of thing, and the normal world. So everybody has to go through her. She didn't like that, but it worked. That's also when we get kind of thing where doppelgangers come from, because Stefan has his own doppelganger, this evil entity kind of thing that was agent kind of thing, and had made a doppelganger of herself, but her girlfriend moved on, a kind of thing, or he moved on, but he didn't like that. It was he moved on to the doppelganger, and while the other girl doesn't like that, wants him to suffer for it. Is that like the kind of thing? So she's a witch. There's a lot of witch kind of enemies going on, and he eventually kind of dies. So they're villains, so they're always dying, except the originals, because they're like between good and evil, and they get their own spin-off. So they got everything. Klaus even got a child, and that child got an old spin-off with a legacy kind of thing. So in this one we got like this humanity, but then we got this some cult kind of thing going on. There's a lot of kind of thing. Bonnie became an anchor after the other doppelganger give the kind of thing. She at first they're like, okay, this is the afterlife. Everybody seems good, but then there starts people disappearing into the darkness. Literally, this darkness gets them and throws them. Everybody runs away from it. Everybody's scared of what the hell that is. We don't know what that is till the last season. And that's what I like about it, because also the afterlife starts to get away, because the anchor Bunny kind of tries to get everybody back that she can, and she does that. She does this in a great way, but not Damien and not her. So Damien and Bunny gets to the afterlife, gets their hands kind of thing, and they're in this prison. They don't know they're in a prison. They don't know if this is the afterlife, if this is hell. They don't fucking know what this is. So at first it's like, then they find somebody else of a witch tribe that can siphon somebody else's powers. But he's been stuck there on an empty world. He cannot do that kind of thing. And there is some other stuff, other enemies that come across kind of thing. But this is like the main thing. He kind of thing. He is this. First, he seems nice kind of thing, but then he's this psychopathic guy that loves to kind of thing. Sure, Katrina, she died a couple of seasons ago. Before this, there was the Travelers, and she wasn't Traveler before she was a vampire. But you cannot be two things at once, and the Travelers eventually die. A lot of them die, overwhelmed Bonnie, and that's how the thing became unstable. The afterlife, the Travelers got their leader back. This was after Katrina died. Katrina trying to kind of thing, her daughter trying to have this daughter relation, took over of Elena, her body for a while. Then that didn't work out because they finally figured out how to thing. Then they sent her ass back to hell. And that's also when you get like this darkness taking kind of thing. So after this, the afterlife starts crashing down after the Travelers kind of thing. So the Traveler, so the master kind of thing, and they overwhelm her again, so they can get their friends out that died. There's also the hybrid became on some point. He got back kind of thing, but he was human kind of thing. He was not human, but he was werewolf. He was not a hybrid anymore. He was just a werewolf. Anyway, so yeah, there is one that always stays human kind of thing, but that's for later. So now we got this prison world kind of thing, and he takes somebody out of well, they first don't want to take him out of the prison because, well, he's kind of a psychopath. And Damien and Bonnie also in this world gets this first time that they actually started to like each other, and because they've been here days, they've been here weird. They started to like. For Elena, Damien did everything good only because he wanted Elena's approval. She wanted Elena to love her. So like she was the person why he do good, and Elena did some bad. So they were just like this in the middle ground. That was really awesome. And at some point they finally find their way back, even though Bonnie got a little bit stuck longer and then got tortured by this psychopathic witch vampire that can siphon off other people. This is the first time we see somebody that actually can be this abomination of siphoning powers of somebody. I don't think he's a vampire. He's not a vampire kind of thing, but he can siphon others' powers. I think that vampire abomination comes later. He is like kind of thing. He doesn't get out on a kind of thing, but eventually does get out, and he starts to trying to get back to this cult kind of thing. This is where this other kind of thing. Elena had this guy as an adopted kind of father kind of going on because her aunt adopted her, and the aunt fell in love with this guy kind of thing. And this guy became a lot of things. He became Damien's best friend for a while. I don't know if I can see his name here again. Jeremy is also a big kind of thing. Jeremy became a hunter for a while. Jeremy is like the brother of Elena kind of thing. He became the brother for a while. He also went out of the series for a while, but became the brother kind of thing. Became a hunter. After becoming a hunter that actually wanted to kill everybody that's a vampire for a while, but he started to manage to control himself, and that's a good thing, you know. Well, I'm looking at if I can kind of thing. Enzo, he comes important later. Lexi is like Stefan's mentor for a while, like best friend kind of thing. Even eventually, Stefan dies. That's like kind of thing. Yeah, I skipped to like, oh shit, what? What the fuck are you saying? I mean, you went from this to Stefan died. Oh my god! What the hell are you kind of thing? Come on, I'm gonna forget some, so I'm better going to think. Anyway, it's like Lexi is like the mentor, and at the end, Stefan dies. Well, they all die for some. Yeah, this is a lot like superhero comics kind of thing. For in this kind of thing, there's a lot of people that die but come back to life. I mean, Damien and Bonnie went to the afterlife, came back kind of thing. Well, the kind of thing, and then Damien even died a few times kind of thing at the ending, but came back. Seeing that I don't miss any. Matt is that guy that's human for a while, became or trying to hunt kind of thing. Then there is also because Elena doesn't want Damien to die, but Matt doesn't like Damien as much because one, he killed his sister. Two, kind of thing. Two, he's been doing lots of bad stuff, killing some bad. Because you also see something very much in the series that vampires are way superior than humans. Matt starts to figure this out kind of thing, wants to keep his friends alive, but at the other time, the vampires are always superior. Vampires are always like, oh, they go before the humans, because humans are more cannon fodder. He's like, oh, you want to bite? No worries, you're gonna go after a vampire, you're gonna have vengeance on your hands. That's like kind of thing. Lexi is this nice girl that can control and get Stefan from becoming the Reaper to a normal kind of guy again. The first time, kind of thing. Sorry, I'm trying to find the names. name. Paul, Klaus, Ian, Damon, Stefan. I'm trying to find somebody. Trying to find Enzo, Alec. Oh, Alec. That is the guy that called me. Alec is the guy that I was trying to find. Alec is now in this season where this psychopathic kind of thing. Well, Alec falls in love with one of this tribe of witches kind of thing where this psychopath comes from. He had a twin sister, so this kind of thing is very important because there's every time twins, and but because this guy was a psychopath of the twins, they're like, okay, we're gonna skip him, we're gonna try to have other twins. So they keep having sex apparently till there were new twins, and those twins have to fight kind of things. The strongest survived, and it gets absorbed. They get kind of thing. It's like a fusion of Dragon Ball kind of thing going on. So the strongest survived. Seems all fine, right? No, that's not fine at all. But then you got this other kind of guy that from Alec kind of thing falls in love with. Alec is also somebody that's first in love with Elena's aunt kind of thing, and it's crazy, you know. He's loving that what his aunt, with the aunt, and that's how it gets kind of. But she dies. Eventually, she becomes a vampire. Eventually, she dies because Elena's real mother comes back. It turns out she's a vampire that was controlled by Katrina, and she dies. All that kind of thing. I even forgot about that. Now we got Alaric that has nobody, and till this arc, he starts to fall in love with a doctor, this Joel. And she is like super nice. I think I've seen her before in some kind of thing where I was like, I recognize her. I don't know where from, but I recognize her. So I kept interested. I kept watching, and I was going for. But her twin is this psychopathic kind of thing that wants to fuse with her, and he is way stronger. But the other twins were the ones that are gonna fuse now. The other twins are first they're a little bit off to this, like this is how it should go, this is not. But I think Lexi, no, it's not Lexi. Lexi is the other. Jenna, no, Jenna is that was the mother. No, that was the aunt. Wow. I don't remember, but there was this twins, other twins, blonde twins, and Joel protected her, kind of did invisible kind of thing, and this psychopath and wants to kill him. I mean, he's like, I want to fuse with my twin sister, and I don't want those twins to be my replacement, so she tries to kill them all. But eventually he gets he runs away, gets trapped by her sister into this prison world together with Skull. He got kind of tricked, so instead of fusion, they go into this prison. He gets into the prison world, and eventually he also gets there again. At the end, so he was in this prison. He wasn't in the prison world again the second time, because now he's out. Joel kind of thing. He met Alec. So Alec tries to kind of thing fight them. They fight. Joel finds her magic back, wants to win, but it's not gonna win because she's too weak. Eventually he fuses with one of the twins, but that goes very much. It's like we're now the same age, so it should not matter. It does matter because he starts to get sick. But he becomes this better version of himself. He has some emotions now, but he didn't have till they stranded him on another prison world again. But in this prison world, we find Stefan and Stefan and Damon's mother is still alive. She died, but she didn't. She was, they thought she was dead, but she wasn't. She became a vampire, then had her own other family. This was like one of the weirdest things, because at the beginning, she feels like, oh, this is kind of, Stefan is, doesn't like her, she gets the kind of thing. At first it's like, okay, she's in a prison world, we keep her there. We keep them there, kind of thing, but they have to still have this psychopathic kind of guy, kind of thing. They kind of get them out of there, for kind of thing, and the psychopathic guy tries to kill this wedding of kind of thing. Of his sister, his twin sister, kind of thing. But then Damon is like, okay, I want to fuse with my twin sister. That's the whole fucking point. And I also wanted this because now Jo has twins in her, and those twins were kind of thing, are growing, kind of thing, and it's like she doesn't want twins because, you know, twins are gonna have to fuse together in this skull and becoming one. That's not something you want to like. Now the blonde twins are dead on this point, kind of thing, or get massacred in this wedding kind of thing. Everybody gets dead, everybody dies. Well, one of the twin was already absorbed, the other twin died on the wedding. And the girl that I love so much, he dies here. She dies, but the twins get saved in the womb of a vampire. Literally, Caroline gets pregnant by somebody else's babies. By not doing this was a little bit weird because Alec is like very much older, like 10, 20 years, no, 15 years older at least than Caroline, and he had kind of with kind of the adopted mother of Elena, kind of thing, and they're the same age as kind of, so it was a little bit weird, but you know, don't think too much about it. You better don't think too much things through it. Anyway, so she got pregnant, she got kids, kind of thing. Then there was this, well, the psychopath eventually gets his head by Damon off, kind of thing, because it's like, oh, you're gonna let Bonnie die and save yourself or something, or you can bring a kind of thing. So he goes away, and then it's like, ha, I told you, kind of thing. Nope, kind of his head off. And after this, because this was also the season when Elena stepped out of the role. She stepped away. She's like, nah, I'm gonna go away. Because she's now in a coffin, cannot get out of it. So they literally write out the character of Elena. She could not come back till the last episode of the series at all. It's like, so the last 2 episodes, I think. So she was gone from the series. She was in a coffin, giving Damon kind of thoughts of like, you should kind of thing. Then we got the other abominations from this kind of thing. She got freed. The mother was first freed for the Savitar. The rest came free after that by the psychopath. So they are also free. They're free to do what they want. First, it feels like this family is very fucked up. This family is kind of thing. But those who are not that kind of thing, they try to get into this. They try to be not so much abominations. They try to live a normal life in a false kind of thing. They try to, even though they don't like it all, they do it. And they're a great family. They like each other. But you see that like Caroline gets kidnapped, and then it's like, yeah, there's some things that don't add up. There's some things that do add up. It's like, okay, she likes the kind of thing, but she doesn't want to do this. So like the mother is at first, but this is like something I don't like. The mother says at first she has no connections to her sons. Didn't kind of thing. Didn't feel bad about it. Just didn't have this connection as a mother. Then at the ending, it's like I had a connection with the mother. I know that our father was an abusive asshole. I tried to run away, but it didn't work. Then I died, then I run, kind of thing. So it's like this connection that doesn't make sense. And there is Veronica, one of the family that was actually the first love of Stefan. He eventually she dies by a hunter. By somebody that can actually hunt the hell out of people. Then we get this kind of thing. The mother kind of tries to save her family, but then brings our love of her life back. This love of his life is not the greatest man ever. That's a kind of thing. He's an abusive, kills Stefan's children that he didn't have yet. Like, she was pregnant of a child, but he punched that out of her kind of thing. So it was this behind the kind of thing, this past, but in the present he doesn't seem this much of an asshole, even though he's a little bit forcey, he's a little bit, but not more of an asshole than any other vampire. But eventually the mother feels like, okay, no, this is the same abusive kind of thing. I thought the twist would be that this was the same as Stefan and kind of thing, but he just had another body, he just got out of it and had another body kind of thing. No. This is actually another kind of guy. So they tried to kill him. They got bonded together, so she kills herself, hoping that would kill him and save both his family, her new family and her old family. But I don't give a lot. Damien is like, I'm never gonna forgive you. I don't feel that connection that she has to her old family. I see that she has new, but first he was talking about how she didn't feel anything. She even gets Stefan back from her brink of the kind of thing, but she didn't feel. She just got said, like Damien said, this is what you need to say. It's like, didn't feel that connection to it. Feel it's weird that they had that connection on that point. It's like, I get Damien kind of thing, but she's like, you ever gonna forgive me? I wish you would forgive me kind of thing. But I'm like, you just said you had no connection at all. Then you have choose both families for some reason. It didn't feel like it was there, that connection, that it started to be there. It started to be more forced into it. It was like, you know what? Forget what I said before, kind of thing. It was not like, oh, I lied. I was lying. No, you never get that, oh, I was lying before. I actually kind of thing. She starts saying that, like, oh, a kind of thing. But she never interrupted. It's saying, oh, I got it. So she dies. The stepfather kind of thing did her own thing. Nobody was actually joining her on that. Sure, there was this two girls from the family that loved each other because they're all maid's family, like this one is from that kind of thing. This one was very on or lock kind of thing, just like this made-up family kind of thing. So the there were two girls that were matched in love, can finally out kind of thing. One joined the other side, thinking, no, the our father had the truth, while our other sister kind of is not. So those two were a little fight. At the end, they came together with a hunter, died in a burning kind of thing, trying to destroy the sword that could kill any vampires. Then all those souls went out of that thing. And then there was this whole enemy of the swords kind of thing. I don't remember. Stefan lost his body, then got it back. Eventually got it back, his body. When Stefan got kind of knifed. Anyway, so after this, Hanzo is also a kind of thing. He was first Damien's best friend into jail when he got tortured. Kind of thing. Hanzo wanted revenge for a long time, then wanted revenge on Stefan, then fell in love with Bunny, and that was the true love of Bunny. But then was this. So after all that, after all that crap going on, and after all that, I know it's a freaking long video. I know I'm long talking about, 1 to fucking 7 seasons. That's a fucking long time. I'm sorry, I'm almost there. Keep your pants on, keep your kind of thing. I'm almost there. This is the longest video I ever talked about one series. One fucking series, man. Oh my god. Alright. So after all that kind of happened, Stefan kind of thing headed to the traveler's mother, then the stepfather eventually died, head off. Then this darkness started to happen, kind of thing, the originals, he killed all that stuff, that all to the past. Now comes the sirens. One is kind of captured, we find this out, but the hunters kind of thing, they want something the huntress has, so they can get in that. The huntress also gives Bunny the power of the huntress, so she can move on, she can have peace, but Bunny stays alive. But Bunny, now that she's alive again, she also hates the crap out of every vampire. She gets this hatred. This is one of Damon's selfish things kind of thing. He doesn't want Bunny to die, because on this point they're besties kind of thing, and she doesn't want kind of to die. She doesn't want to go kill Elena, but Damon fashion, he pisses her so much off that she wakes up and starts hunting, and so everybody needs to run away from her for a couple of times. Then eventually that kind of got solved. Then this the armory is this big thing. The armory also later becomes a school. The armory is this school that gets its own spin-off called Legacy. So Legacy is an own spin-off of the end of this series kind of thing. So the armory becomes even a bigger thing. The armory is kind of thing and has this weird, after locked of code, nobody knows what it is, somebody's still alive, the darkness kind of influence them. We find out that's not true kind of thing, because when they finally open it, even though they shouldn't, they open it and it's a siren. I was first like, okay, I thought there was this darkness that took over people, that they would never be the same again. They're kind of not the same, because the sirens have a hold of them. There is one of the sirens. Then she has a sister. That's another. The sister sirens are like two the kind of thing. One is a very like got locked up kind of thing. Yeah, also eat it flesh for a while kind of thing, human flesh, because they wanted to survive on that island. She didn't tell her sister kind of thing. Her sister thrown her off the cliff. That's where the devil comes in. Yes, there is an actually devil in this kind of world. The devil is also somebody that can telepathically kind of fight people, but he got burned alive. Saw the evil in people that they didn't know better on that time. They didn't want to save a kind of thing. They saw somebody with a gift to try to help people as an abomination, as somebody that should be burned on the stake. He hates that. He tries to do good, but didn't work, and he gets burned alive. Now he wants to kill everybody that's very bad. But not only that, it's not like, oh, every bad guy is going to hell. No, he creates the bad guys. That's where the sirens come in. At first, Hanzo and Damon are the ones that got sirens and starting helping because they were the two ones. Bunny now lost two of people. They trying to hunt down him. The siren comes back alive because she's first skull kind of thing. She is first kind of this abomination that kind of got kind of thing. She gets a lot of blood, gets kind of thing, starts kind of thing. We find out there is another siren, and then we find the whole origins. Then we find out there is a devil. That the sirens work for the devil, kind of thing, and they all have the same power. But but you know, the devil is a little bit more powerful. Created even this whole dimension. When he became so angry, and there he starts torturing every soul. But not only that's not like, oh, everybody's evil. Kind of, no, everybody that's good can do evil acts, kind of thing. So he tries to. The sirens are the meaning to make every good guy doing something very evil, and that's what that all comes in. So where he comes in. So eventually they have the bell. Then there is this big bell. That's a big thing, and if you do it 12 times, everything, the whole the little town they come from will burn to the ground if it belts 12 times hellfire from the other dimension. So this dimension called hell kind of thing is like where all his anger is, where he cuts flames, so everything is fire. Now we got also our little hell kind of cane kind of thing comes back. After it belts 11 times, Damien saves the day, gets back his mind, gets back kind of thing, becomes a good person, and saves the day. Kind of thing for now, but in that, the hell kind of thing got out. The hell kind of get out, and then there is this whole thing like he is out. Now what? They eventually defeat him. And then it's like, okay, he is defeated. The hell is, we have done it. That's the last 2 episodes. Like, before the 2 now there's a real wedding. Now they're kind of, Caroline gonna marry Stefan. This Hanzo is dead, kind of thing. He died, because of, the saboteur, Stefan, when he was back, he's off switch again. It happens a couple times. He was kind of killed. So now there is this going on. Well, then we find out, oh no, the hell was not the worst. Somebody else took over hell now. And who is that guy that took over it? It's not a guy, it's a girl. So this is the last 2 episodes kind of thing going on now. So even though it was like, oh, he's hell, you cannot go beggar. Well, we're gonna go back to the beginning, and Katrina became in hell because went to in hell, and it had apparently rubbed around his finger, and when it 11 times belt, they could come back. Not only the devil came to the living, also he eventually died when Damon is so kind of he eventually died with a stake in his heart, made of his own bones. And kind of thing, he died for good, but hell still remained because of Katrina. She kept it alive, so we see her finally back. So finally the actress that played Elena is back. The last 2 episodes, it's first like, oh, she's now kind of, you don't see her at first. This wedding gets destroyed while she's ringing the bell, gonna destroy all this town that brings her suffering kind of thing, want to get kind of thing. So she's trying to ring the bell, is smart about it, because Katrina is literally the main character. Well, she's been a character in 5 seasons, and eventually went away. And now she's back for the last 2 episodes, kind of thing, trying to burn the whole thing with hellfire. It almost works, kind of thing, but now she needs to be in hell when this happens. So first Damien wants to sacrifice himself, but Stefan able to rescue his brother and gets killed together with Katrina. Now Damon is now sees his brother burned, and this is pretty much the end with hellfire and Katrina dying. She kind of thing. She was like this mastermind after the Hell King kind of thing, the Queen of Hell pretty much, and tries to do things and eventually does a lot of things, helping other people. So she's very much hell bent to destroying this the Savitar brothers, but she but doesn't succeed. And Damon and Elena survive. Now Elena gets alive because Bunny now gets her witch powers back. It's also a main kind of thing. While Hellfire didn't destroy everything because Bunny has her powers back, because she was also almost a siren. Then has her power back. Her powers, she starts to kind of thing. By this time, Bunny has also already her twins kind of thing. Caroline has the twins. She also says that as her daughter because it was in the womb kind of thing. So she feels like this is also my kind of daughters. But they can cipher power. And then eventually kind of thing. Now on this point we are at the ending of the series. Yes, it's been an hour. A fucking review lot of seasons, you know, and I watched them all. And and there are lots of main characters. So I didn't even go over every detail of the kind of series. Yes, this is a long fucking review, but is it worth it? I hope so. This is one of those reviews that are not gonna have a lot of views because it's way too long. But for the people that do, the people that listen to this. Hi, I am your host, Still the Twisted Goblin, and we're at the ending of this review. So this is more like a podcast right now, you know, a review of the Vampire Diaries, the whole fucking shebang, 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 shebang. So at the ending kind of thing, Stefan dies. Caroline and what was his name again? Arca is now like, I want to make this school. So they make this school, the Savitar school kind of thing, and that's where Legacy spin-off comes on. So this series is done, but there is spin-off that comes after this, where the children and next generation takes over kind of thing. And the ones that are still here from Vampire Diaries or the original are kind of thing. So in memory of Stefan kind of thing, Elena gets in love with Damon, but we don't see how they die, but somehow they died. They all kind of die. Elena sees everybody that died in this heaven kind of thing. Then Damon sees everybody he sees that died goes there. So everybody that dies for him, he goes to his brother, and kind of thing, moves to his brother finally. It's like, wait, we don't even see that they die. They don't even die as old age. This is very morbid. I mean, you're giving us this ending that they're happy and ever after, and then you give us the ending they died on some point, and they're human right now. So they look still the same. So this is a couple years from that. They died and moved on to the kind of thing. They don't even stay together. It's like, what? I mean, I feel like they could also explain this in Legacy, how they die. Maybe in this other spin-off kind of thing, that they die on some point. They come in this series and they die on that in this series to save their daughters, whatever kind of thing. I feel that could be the thing. But that's pretty much the series. I give it a solid Omega level kind of thing. It was a great series. I didn't think I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it as much as Supernatural, and that's a little bit comedy. I didn't thought this vampire kind of thing would be enjoyable. I didn't think I would enjoy it more than the originals kind of thing, because I watched that before I watched this. Now I did watch this. I am very invested with the whole story, with everybody in it. It's also why this review isn't fucking long. I mean, an hour, almost an hour. Of this review kind of thing. Jesus motherfucking Christ, this is long fucking time kind of thing. I never did a review this long, but I wanted to give you the details. I want to give so much as I could for Vampire Diaries, because it's an Omega level series that's really worth your time. I saw the whole series on Netflix. I really enjoyed it from beginning to ending. It was really great. Nothing was kind of thing. Sometimes I was kind of bored because it's always vampire kind of thing. I got a little bit pushed to the side, but I had 2 weeks from season 5 to the rest of the series that I watched. Yeah, sure, Elena going off the kind of thing was a little bit weird. Just like 2 years in the real life when this series came out. That's 2 years that Elena just was there, not there to the last. It was one of those moments when the 100th were already far, so whatever. So it's like, so far as the whole kind of the last thing when Alexa came back, like that was also a couple seasons ago. Now she was back in the 100th at the ending, kind of thing. That feeling that you get to see her back, but this one is like a real main character kind of thing that just got shoved on her, and it's hard to keep a series going with the main character is so gone. One of the main characters is gone, because she was exactly in the beginning very main character. Then she got pushed around, but she was still the main character. Now at the ending she came back and she has this perfect life with Damon kind of thing. He ended up happy. He ended up kind of thing. So yes, this series Omega level kind of thing. I'm gonna end it right here. Omega is like above Omega 10, so there's legendary that's just under that kind of thing. So Omega is the ultimate I can give it, and I think this series deserves it. It's just up there with supernatural kind of thing for it. I like the hell kind of thing. I like the series, and I see why there has spin-offs of the series, because it's really good concept, really has rules, it really has these enemies. Sure, most enemies are always family kind of thing. In the originals, mother was family. In the Vampire Diaries, mother was also family. It's always kind of evolved the Savitar brothers for a while. The originals was thanks to somebody, thanks to Katrina, that the originals came in kind of thing, and that also explains the originals of the vampires in the world. Lots of things hell get explained. We never get heaven explained, but there's also Bonnie could create her own dimension. Got Hanzo in that kind of dimension for a while, kind of thing. So that happened. That was really great. It was really interesting. I thought Bonnie would become way more powerful, but she became like normal powerful again. It's like I thought she would create her own dimension. She would be heaven, kind of create a heaven, getting other kind of thing, people in there, but no. Anyway, I thought she would become a siren for a while, but then she became just a witch again. Anyway, yeah, great series. If you're still watching this, I highly recommend watching the series. There are lots of details that I didn't go over, but if you didn't and you're just listening to this, because an hour is a long fucking time to kind of thing, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, I know it's a fucking long freaking time for listening to me talking about Vampire Diaries. Oh my god! I know. Keep it down. But I still hope you enjoyed this long fucking ass review from season 1 to. I'm not sure I'm gonna ever do this kind of thing, but you know, I don't have lots of kind of thing. A series that I watched from season 1 to 7 so short after each other. I'd never had a series that been stuck in my head besides Supernatural kind of thing, that I really know the villains, really villains that are very much keep being in your brain. They are very interesting. This whole universe of Vampire Diaries is just as interesting as Supernatural kind of thing. I really think if you like Supernatural and you don't mind vampires, you're gonna love this one. It's much better kind of thing. At the beginning it's a bit slow burn, but at the ending it starts to really get on me. You literally have the Vampire Diaries version of hell that's now destroyed, but you know, it's like this kind of thing. I cannot wait to watch the other spin-off, because I already watched originals and now I'm gonna watch the other spin-off as well. It's just so interesting universe kind of thing that I see why there are spin-offs of it. I see why not everything needs spin-offs. I don't think the 100 needs a spin-off. I don't think that. But I see why Vampire Diaries got spin-off, because it makes sense. And it also gets kind of thing. But also here this universe is perfect built to make spin-offs. This universe is like just the right on time kind of thing. This ends, well, we make series that goes a little bit beyond, but it also ends. It also has this ending for the characters. Also kind of thing has this happy ever after kind of thing. Sure, that's at the ending, but it also gives this universe a perfect ending. I just think that this is my opinion about the Vampire Diaries, that I think it's perfect done. It's great, the characters are interesting, everything about it starts to really get, and it doesn't get boring. The Savitar brothers, like the originals, kind of got boring because they always fight and they always kind of. Here, the Savitar brothers are always trying to stay together, even though they always go off the deep end. Sometimes they get pulled themselves back. They the main thing is they're brothers, kind of thing. While the originals are a little bit more darker, more morbid, more trying to rip each other apart. While this kind of thing. Anyway, that's just my opinion about it. What are yours? If you watched it till this kind of thing, I mean, congratulations! You've been honored as the main Goblin Nation, the elite Goblin Nation kind of thing. So soldier. So if you watched it till this, let me know down below, kind of thing. Let me know and tell that you're an elite, and I will give you a reward for being an elite. I mean, it would be more pin your comment on the kind of thing, or shout you out in a video kind of thing, kind of reward. You will get a reward one way or the other. Something I will do it for you, kind of thing. You can even ask and review kind of thing, a video that you want to see, a series that you want me to see. I will do it if you watch it till the end, because an hour is fucking long time to listen to me, the Twisted Goblin. And I'm sorry it's been an hour, but hope you enjoyed it either way. Thank you so very an hour long much to stick around. This is like a podcast right now of an hour. But I hope you liked the Vampire Diaries, and I hope to see you guys in my shorter videos. Goodbye!
And then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.